Hello everyone, just wanted to welcome everybody to our first recorded Hangout on February 26th, 2012. Today in the room with us in our Hangout, we have Doug,
Hello, everyone.
we have Joe, we have Osama,
Hi.
we have myself, Rodney, and we have William. Today we're going to be talking about a few tech-related topics. We're going to be dealing with people's problems and good points with data caps for both cell phones and internet providers. We'll also be dealing with Hangout protocols and etiquette for Hangouts to make your Hangout experience better. And also, we'll be discussing a little bit about ice cream sandwich for Android and the new Jelly Bean that Android is working on. So to get things started today, we're going to talk about data caps for cell phones and internet and how they affect people and how they affect us and good points and bad points, and if we've had any problems with data caps, or we're happy with them, or if they're too expensive, or how they work and relate to everybody. I guess I could get things started. For me, I have Comcast for internet, and I have a data cap. They limit me at 250 gigs a month, and I usually use it all between Hangouts and YouTube videos and just regular surfing. I don't deal too much with streaming because I can't, because I run out of room. And Comcast doesn't play nice with its customers. If you hit your data cap once, they give you a warning that says, hey, don't do that again. If you do it a second time, they actually delete your account and ban you for a year, which is ridiculous. Anybody else have data caps here on their internet at home?
Nope, no data caps here.
No, so
I'm on DSL.
are lucky you don't have the data caps.
Yeah, I have a cable modem and I don't have any data caps.
So I'm the only one that has bad. But that's all right. I'm looking to change that soon. They offer a business class which doesn't have data caps, but of course it's more money. I feel that they should offer it like a cell phone data cap, where if you go over it, they just charge you more. But Comcast doesn't feel that way about it. They'd rather just lose a customer over you hitting your data cap than just charging you more.
You know, where data caps I think can really hurt you is in the mobile space. And for example, with me, I have an iPad that uses about 3.5 to 4 gigabits a month. And I'm on an unlimited plan with AT&T, but if I were to be forced onto a capped plan, that would really be an issue. For an iPhone, I don't use that much, about 300 megabytes a month, because I don't use that for streaming video. But if you stream video over a mobile device, you can really run into problems if you have a capped plan.
Yeah, with my phone, my cell phone, I don't have a data cap. I'm with the only cell phone company here in the United States that actually has unlimited data with no data caps or throttling or anything like that. And that's with Sprint. So with my cell phone, I don't have to worry about it. I know all the other carriers here in the US have data caps, different levels that you have to pay for. I know, what is it, AT&T's got what, 2 gigs? Is that standard? Or is
Yeah,
it?
I think Verizon has a 3 gig plan, and I understand AT&T is going to adopt a 3 gigabyte plan too.
As their standard level.
Yeah, well, it'll cost like I think $30 a month or something. Yeah, there's recently a gentleman in San Francisco who apparently had used 2 gigabytes, and they throttled him, and he sued AT&T and got $850 at a small claims court. Although AT&T is appealing this huge, because obviously if they were to lose this appeal, it could open Pandora's box in terms of people suing them over data caps. Hopefully, this problem can be partially solved by people saying, shall we say, voting with their dollars. In other words, when someone comes up with one of these restricted plans, you just say, I don't want to do business with you, and go to a company like Sprint or someone else that offers them limited.
Right. Now, I know that we're all with different phone carriers and we're all in different parts of the U.S. and the world. Everybody here has a cell phone, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Doug, who are you with and where are you at?
I'm in Iowa and I have Sprint, and I currently use the Evo 4G 3D, even though we have no 4G connection in this area.
True, I have the same problem with my cell phone. Joe, where are you at and what cell phone company and cell phone are you dealing with?
I'm located in Orlando, Florida, and I use Sprint. Specifically, I use a Samsung Galaxy Android phone, and I really enjoy it.
Okay, and Osama, what cell phone are you using and who are you using? Where are you at?
I'm actually not using a smartphone because there is no 3G for now in Algeria. It was going to start in March, but the government restricted the connection only up to 384 kilobytes per second, which all carriers refused it, and so it's delayed. It's being delayed.
Okay. Myself, using a Samsung Galaxy S2. I'm on Sprint, so like I said, I have the unlimited data, so I don't have to worry about any restrictions on my phone. William, where are you at and what phone are you using?
I'm located in Southern California, and at the present time, I use an iPhone 4 with AT&T, but I do have a grandfathered unlimited plan.
Okay, very good. Okay. I guess now we're going to just do a little discussion about Android's upcoming operating system, Ice Cream Sandwich, which right now is only out on one telephone. Google's gone out of their way to promote it as putting tablets and phones together with one operating system, yet they only have it on one phone. That's the Nexus. Nobody here has the Nexus, correct? Everybody's using something different. Does anybody have a plan on getting a Nexus? No?
Not till after 2013 when they switched to LTE on the Sprint network.
Good point. I know that they've got a bunch of leaks out for people that have their phones rooted of Ice Cream Sandwich, but those aren't even working properly. Tablets are slowly coming around. I know you can pick up a couple tablets from overseas that have Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0 on it. I just read an article that Samsung on their Galaxy tablets, they're coming out with a version 2, and it's going to have Ice Cream Sandwich right out of the box, which will be pretty cool. Both my cell phone and my tablet are supposed to be getting Ice Cream Sandwich. It just hasn't happened yet. Is anybody else looking forward to using Ice Cream Sandwich at all?
Yeah, I would personally like to get an Android tablet probably in the next several months, and hopefully it would have Ice Cream Sandwich on it.
How about you, Joe?
And likewise, too, I'd like to upgrade to the new Note, and I'd like to have Ice Cream Sandwich as well. I think that's going to be a huge seller because it's a hybrid between a smartphone and a tablet. And I predict it's going to do very well, and I think it's really going to take the industry by storm. I think Ice Cream Sandwich would be a perfect fit for that item.
For the Samsung Note?
For the Samsung Note.
Yeah, that is a phenomenal phone. I'm waiting for Sprint to put it out. They said they were going to, and they haven't yet. Right now it's only out on AT&T. But they're definitely promoting it heavy with commercials. Every time I turn around on TV, I see a Note commercial. Doug, do you have any plans on getting a Ice Cream Sandwich phone or tablet in the near future?
Yeah, I actually reconsidered my opinion on the 4.0, and I like the things that they've changed in it. It makes it better. Things to compete with the Android, such as improved photography apps and redesigned editors and things like that for it. The innovation of resizable apps would make your home screen a lot cleaner if instead of having a widget that pulled up 20 apps that you couldn't see that well, if you just had 4 that were important or whatever your choice would be. And I guess in the future they're going to have the new advanced Bluetooth, which isn't much of the talk right now, but the new advanced Bluetooth to be less power consuming and more powerful.
Definitely. That is definitely going to be nice. They're going to start speeding up everything, speeding up Bluetooth, speeding up USB, just making everything faster, including the phones and tablets going from dual cores, quad cores, and up, which will work seamlessly with Ice Cream Sandwich, and hopefully will get even better with Jelly Bean, which Google's currently working on in early stages, which is, in my opinion, pretty hilarious that they're already working on version 5 and they don't really have version 4 out. That's like almost even worse than Windows.
Well, one thing I like to comment on, which I think is one of the big strengths of Android, is, and what we're talking about mostly are the most advanced and expensive phones, but where I think Android really shines is on the less expensive phones, the entry-level smartphones. This is an area, especially overseas, outside of the United States, North America, and Europe, is where Ice Cream Sandwich can really add to the adoption of Android around the globe, because in the Apple world, the iPhone really doesn't have anything to compete on the real cheapest phones, and when it does, it runs on older hardware and probably older operating systems as well. So I think Android, this is an area where Android can actually shine and compete, and the Android platform can be, shall we say, can be moved out in large numbers. The Android platform will do okay on the upper end or the high end too, because it has a lot of capabilities. But on the middle and the lower parts of the market, that's why I think the Android can really drive the numbers.
Yeah, Osama, you were saying that they don't have a smartphone system set up over where you're at?
No, we don't have phones from carriers. We have to buy them full price. Personally, my dream phone would be the S2. It's getting pretty accessible price-wise. So I'm really thinking of getting one, and I wouldn't mind installing a custom.
Okay, so we lost Osama due to those wonderful connections overseas. So we will continue without him, and he will be back. He's coming back. Everyone gets to see how wonderful these Hangouts work. It's pretty easy to get dropped off in certain situations, but it's easy to get back in. We got most of what you were saying, Osama, before you went away. Okay, well, Osama seems to be having problems with his volume right now, so we'll continue on.
Oh, the one thing I was going to say about the new 4.0 software too is facial recognition for unlocking your phone is supposed to be one of the features on the new Samsung device, which is part of the new Google OS.
Yeah, that's one of those things that looked great on paper and is a good feature. I almost want to say when it works, and it does work. The problem with it is, and I've seen it done, you can take a high-resolution picture of someone's face with a different phone and hold that picture up to the Ice Cream Sandwich face recognition software, and it will unlock the phone without the person actually looking at it.
Yeah, that would be not so good.
So there's still a little bugs that they need to work out. They need to, instead of just like maybe facial recognition, maybe up the resolution on the camera so that it could like look at your eye or something like that that's unique to you, but a little harder to reproduce from a photo. When you're taking a picture of your whole face, that's pretty easy to reproduce, but just a little piece, of your eye be a little harder to replicate and take advantage of that flaw.
You know, Rodney, speaking of resolution, I see that Samsung just introduced the new Galaxy Beam. I see it's going to be equipped with an ultra bright 15 lumen projector. And I imagine that paired with ice cream sandwich is going to be an amazing combination. You could actually share that in audio-visual presentations.
Yeah, that's going to work great for salespeople all around the world to deal with their PowerPoint presentations, because right now they make small projectors that are easier for salespeople to carry around. But if you can carry around your projector like this in your pocket, yeah, that's a huge win for salespeople and their PowerPoint presentations.
The one thing I think we have to be aware of as we look in these features, and you see the same thing on the iPhone side of the world too, with iPhone 4S and Surrey. A lot of these technologies are being rolled out, shall we say, as they're just barely usable. That obviously there's a development curve or a development time required to get these things as to whether they're to get them to the point where they work extremely well. And so a lot of what we're dealing with is versions 1.0 of things. By the time they get to versions 3 or 4, these things are going to work really well. So it's a nice introduction to what's coming down the pike, even though the initial rollouts may not work very well, or there may be issues with them. So I think it's something you need to keep in mind as you see all these new features coming in, because there's tremendous competitive pressure, obviously, to bring these features to the marketplace as quickly as possible.
Definitely. It'll be very interesting to see what they fine-tune and tweak in Ice Cream Sandwich, and then how they expand everything with Jelly Bean and make it even more universal and make it faster and more responsive, and tweak whatever things they need to tweak from feature to feature. Definitely looking forward to the next couple years of Android operating systems. See how they integrate everything in and progress. It's going to be great, a great ride.
On Jelly Bean, has there been any indication yet of what new features they plan to roll out? Has there been any kind of white paper or anything written on it yet?
Not that I've seen. There may be something out there, but I haven't seen anything recently.
Some talk about the web top experience that Motorola already offers, that will be integrated into the OS.
On the Motorola side?
No, on every Android 5 equipped phone.
For every device running Jelly Bean.
Yeah.
You keep in mind that Google is just about ready to take over Motorola Mobility. They have both the Europeans and in the United States. They've already got regulatory approval, and so there's just a couple, I believe it's China and 1 or 2 other places that have to give their approval, which is expected pretty much forthwith. So a lot of the Motorola patents and the Motorola technologies will probably be rolled into Android. I would assume they do that rather rapidly.
Rodney, I found a nice link on Ice Cream Sandwich for people, if I could share.
Yeah, if you want to let them know what it is.
Yeah, sure. It's www.android.com/about/ice cream sandwich. And it's listed as introducing Android 4.0, which is considered ice cream sandwich.
Okay, that's great. Give some people some more information if they're interested in researching the next big operating system that we'll actually have our hands on, hopefully in the next couple 3 months, on pretty much every phone and tablet. It'll definitely be on the higher end phones and tablets. All of the manufacturers and cell phone companies have said that they're going to bring it out on all their higher end stuff, because they have enough power, enough CPU and memory and everything to run them. And now we're going to discuss a little bit about Google Plus's Hangouts, which we are currently doing. Talk about a little Hangout etiquette and maybe some special features, and what makes a good Hangout, what makes a bad Hangout, some do's and don'ts of Hangouts. Who wants to start us off today?
I'd like to.
Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
You know, I hang out every night of the week with friends, and I've done so for a few months. And a couple basic things that I've learned is that when I meet people in a Hangout for the first time, it is a first impression. Just like I meet people on the street, I treat them the exact same way. I don't really see it as any different.
Yeah,
Very true.
I'd like to add something if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead. William?
When you first come into a hangout, it's probably a very good idea, especially if someone's having an ongoing conversation, just as you would in real life. Just don't interrupt their conversation. Sit for a few minutes, listen to what's going on, get a feel for it, and then you can comment when you have comments to make. But people usually don't like to have their conversations interrupted, I think. So I guess you would say that's a rude thing to do.
Very true. The best thing to do to add to that is when you come into a new room, especially that you haven't been in, even one that you regularly go to, as soon as you get in, hit mute on your microphone so that there is no noise or interruption in case you have background noise or you're typing on your keyboard or you have animals in the background. Just mute your microphone. Also, it's a good idea if you're going to go into a Hangout. These Hangouts are video and audio chats. So going into a Hangout with no camera working or no microphone is kind of rude and pointless. Webcams now are pretty cheap and they come with built-in microphones. So if you want to participate in a Hangout, go pick up a cheap webcam and a microphone so you can participate and it's more enjoyable for everybody.
Rodney, I'd like to add to that. When you come into a Hangout for the first time and people don't know you, introduce yourself, just like real life, rather than just sit there. Now, tonight I'm using a Logitech Pro Chat. Actually, it's a Logitech Pro USB. It's a great microphone. It's about $50. It sounds good. But having a good microphone and a good setup is important because that also makes a good impression. And that's actually called the Logitech Clear Chat Pro USB.
If you're in a very noisy environment, you might also consider using headphones because that tends to not only isolate speaker noise coming out, but the microphone tends to be a little closer to your mouth, and thus the noise around you is a little bit less, audible to other people. Also, something you can do is use a dynamic microphone that's very what they call front-weighted, which means it tends to reject rear noise, and so that's another way to get your audio better. You can not disturb other people in the room.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going to make doing Hangouts and participating in Hangouts on a regular basis, save your pennies and get good equipment is the best suggestion. Whether you get a really good webcam with good microphones like I'm using the Logitech C910 webcam using its microphones so that I don't have to wear a headset, or use your headset to help counteract echo from your speakers. Just if you're going to do it regularly, spend the money, get some halfway decent equipment. You don't need to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to get good equipment either. That's probably the biggest misconception. You don't need, a $200 or $300 webcam, and you don't need $200 or $300 headphones. You could actually even use your headphones from your cell phone to plug in, and then if you've got a good webcam with a mic, or even if your headphones has a mic and it's in good quality, you could even use that. Works just fine. There's hundreds of options you can do, but if you're going to do it regularly, definitely get good equipment.
I agree with you, Rodney. When you look at William and I, we use the Heil Sound PR40. I know we use it for amateur radio, and it's a professional mic, but there are a lot of great mics that sound good out there, and typically you'll see people wear the earbuds that just have the hanging microphones that come right down to your shoulder. And I have found that for Hangouts, they work really well. Plus, they have a low profile.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
Can I add something about greeting people when you enter a Hangout? If they're talking, it's okay to greet them by chat, by answering some text in the chat, so you don't interrupt an ongoing conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Every Hangout has a chat window on the left side. If you come in and you have your microphone muted and there's a conversation going on between a couple people, by all means, just say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. Hi. In the the chat window is definitely a good way to start off. And then when there's a break in the conversation, people will generally say hello, or they'll write to you and say hello, so they're not interrupting the conversation.
You know, Rodney, I'd like to add to that when you hang out every night, these people do to some degree become an extended family. You do spend a lot of time with them. You find hangouts that you favor, and you can learn so much from people, especially in other countries. One of the things that I love about hangouts is that I get to meet people from all around the world and learn their cultures.
Oh yeah, these things are great for meeting people around the world, making new friends. I do my hangout every night. I've met wonderful people like you guys, tons of other people from all over the world. It's a really good experience. Unfortunately, there are some bad experiences. There's some people that have nothing better to do than be a problem. A hangout term for them is trolls. They'll come in with a black screen and they'll just make noise and be disruptive, and you can block them and they can go away, but it just kind of ruins the experience. But when you meet nice people, this is a great forum and a great platform for meeting people, for getting information, killing time. It's very addictive. It's kind of like a good crack.
I find it addicting yet relaxing at the same time.
Oh yeah, very relaxing, because you're just sitting here, you're just chilling, you're just hanging out, with friends, just like you would do at home, but you get to do it with people all over the U.S., all over the world. It's just a great experience when you find and meet people with the same interests that are really nice.
Speaking of which, in our hangout every night for amateur radio, we all share a hobby that we love, and a lot of people do that. The great thing is it's continuing education on a topic. It always brings you up to date on what it is you need to know with current information, and it's a great way to be educated.
And a very powerful thing, which you kind of touched on, is you can focus this to very narrow subjects. And so, and another thing I personally like is I meet people that I would never meet in normal life. The chances of me running across most of the people I've met here in real life are essentially zero. So it's good to have the opportunity to meet them. And also, like I said, you can focus on very, very narrow topics of very specific interests, so people that have very similar interests can meet, interact, and learn from each other. It's a very powerful tool.
Yeah, it works out really well. It's very educational. I've used the Hangouts to help myself with problems that I have with computing, with cell phones, with life. There's always somebody on that you'll meet over time that you can talk to, that can help you if you have a tech problem, and they're more than happy to help you. They're not, I'm going to send you an invoice for $60 an hour because I'm helping you in a Google Hangout. They're just friendly and they're willing to help you. And with Google Hangout, you can share screens so they can walk you through what you're doing on your computer. They can show you what to do and you can just watch. This is a wonderful tool to further education, friendships, businesses, pretty much anything. Very strong, powerful tool.
Yeah, and even people... Go ahead. I was going to say, even people in third world countries where sometimes luxury of electricity and air conditioning, as some of our friends have, that we've met over the last month or so, the internet's still available and it's fast enough and it doesn't take that many resources to be able to do a Google Hangout from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, actually,
The proof.
Yeah, Osama is our proof.
yeah,
I think you have to give Google credit on what is essentially a 1.0 product, which is Google Hangouts. It's actually doing a pretty good job. The functionality is excellent. There are other chat, shall we say, chat platforms out there like iVisit and Camfrog and other ones that have been around a lot longer. But Google has the advantage of course, having a huge user base, and the fact, like I said, for 1.0 product, they've done a pretty good job. I think it should be definitely we should get together and praise them for it because they've done well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also the fact that you can not only do it at home from your computer, you can do it from your cell phone, you can do it from your tablet, you can do it from pretty much anywhere in the world as long as you have a cell phone connection or a Wi-Fi connection or any way to get to the internet. You can use a Hangout. It's just a phenomenal feature. I use it here at home. I use it on my phone sometimes before I go into work for my real job. It's just a great platform to meet people, and I love it. I'm excited to see it grow and expand and get better features, which are slowly coming out. So, yeah, I am definitely, you could almost say I'm a fanboy.
Rodney mentioned earlier the tech support. I can also mention the possibility to learn languages, to do group studies here.
Yeah, the amount of options there are here to use this for is pretty much limitless.
Yeah, I was in a room where a gentleman was teaching several students basic electronics. He was going through and showing basic circuits and that kind of thing. So you can see the potential of this being an excellent teaching tool.
Yeah. I've been in plenty of rooms where Photoshop masters and masters of their craft in photography, which is what I like, show you every detail of mastering Photoshop to your ability at their level. They'll show you exactly what they're doing and what tools they use. Typically in those rooms, the etiquette is pretty respectful, because if you ruin it for someone who's somewhat famous, well, they're not going to take the effort to come back. So I think overall the Google Plus Hangouts etiquette, as we were speaking about earlier, is pretty good. If somebody takes the time to try to teach something that everybody in that room is interested in. The only problem is there's only 10 people allowed in a room. I'm sure they'll fix that in the future, but right now, if you have a high-profile figure get online, if you don't see it and click it within about 15 to 30 seconds, you're not getting in.
Which is very true.
More people could lead to chaos. They can't agree on one thing. They can't talk in order. So the limit is reasonable, if you ask me.
Yeah, but
if you think about it that way, you're right.
Yeah, I've been involved in video chat for quite a while, and it's been, at least in my experience, that up to about 25 can be managed. Over 25 people in a room, it gets a little bit unwieldy. But anyway, I see rooms with up to 25 people go quite well.
Okay, everyone. Well, looks like that's going to probably do it for us today with our Hangout demonstration and topics for today. I want to give everybody a chance to give their name again and maybe where they're at, and if they want to plug a website or a blog that they are part of or just want to promote, to feel free and go ahead. And what we'll do is we'll start with Doug.
Well, my name is Doug Fresh, and I'd just like to say you can find me on Google Plus, and that's where I'm going to lead you to, because I have a lot of outgoing resources on there, and you can talk to me about any subject, and I will share along plenty of yours. And that's where I'd like you to find me. My name is Doug Fresh, and you can find me on Google Plus.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Okay, my name is Joe Mattern, Mattern. I'm located in Orlando, Florida. You can find me on Google Plus at +Joe Mattern. Also, I do professional voiceover. I also am a licensed amateur radio operator. They're my areas of expertise. Also, please visit my website at wx4adx.com.
And Osama?
My name is Osama Jefni. I am from Algeria. I'm pretty much on Google Plus. It will be nice to know you.
Okay, my name's Rodney Westcott. You can find me on Google Plus, both on by searching Rodney Westcott or Rodney's Tech. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, and my own website, which are all Rodney's Tech. The website's rodneystech.com. Twitter is at Rodney's Tech. YouTube channel is youtube.com/Rodney's Tech, which is where this video will be. So stop by. Plus, I also have a Hangout on here every night at about 1 a.m. Eastern Time in the United States. So feel free to send me a message or shoot on over if you're up and about at that time. And William, go ahead.
My name is William Bachman, and I come from Southern California. And you can reach me also under William Bachman at Google+.
Okay, I want to thank all you guys for helping out with our Hangout tonight. And we'll be doing many more in the future, hopefully. Thank you again. Everybody have a good one.
Until next time.